Good morning, true believers. How the heck are ya? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, today I'm pretty stoked about today's trip. Today we're venturing further out into the bluegrass, as I intended when I started the channel. Going to a couple new towns, a couple new Peddlers Malls. It's gonna be cool. Now, I'm not really sure how this video, where this video is gonna fall is in terms of what videos I've posted already and what spots in Kentucky you've seen me go to. But in reality, in my timeline, IRL, as the kids are saying these days, so far I've been to multiple spots in Lexington where I live, and we've been to the Peddlers Malls in both Richmond and Winchester. Today, right now, I'm driving on Bluegrass Parkway, which connects Lexington with I-65. At the I-65 junction, little town called Elizabethtown, or E-Town, as we say around here. Elizabethtown, you may have heard of it. They did a movie years back with Orlando Bloom, and I was trying to think of the actress's name. I can't think of it. She played MJ in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. So you may have heard of it, Elizabethtown. Okay, so that's at the end of Bluegrass Parkway. About halfway there is a little town called Bardstown. They have a Peddlers Mall there as well. Now, I called ahead, and both Peddlers Malls assured me that it was worth the drive from Lexington, that they both have multiple vendors that are just dedicated comic book vendors, because I've been burned before where I was told, oh yeah, we've got multiple vendors, multiple booths that sell comics. And I drive up there, Georgetown Peddlers Mall, I'm looking at you. Drove up there, and yeah, they had a few different vendors that had like a short stack of comics just kind of thrown in with their gardening equipment and, you know, town and country interior design, you know, decor items, and it was awful. It was a wasted trip. So I was assured, I pre-qualified the trip. I was assured they all have plenty of comics for me to check out. So that's the plan. First stop, Bardstown. When I get there, I'll go in there and hopefully find all kinds of great stuff, and then come back out to the van and show it to y'all. Okay, I'm on the way to hunt for comic books, and there's this semi in front of me with a couple sweet, like, Frazetta style Vikings, barbarians of some kind, on the back of his rig. I don't know if you guys can see that, man. This guy is hauling. How cool is that, man? A very appropriate thing to see on the way to a comic book hunt. All right, folks, there she is. Peddlers Mall, Bardstown. Okay, so let me give you a little behind the scenes peek of my process here. Found some great stuff at this booth, but it was so far inside the building. It's just a big metal warehouse. I couldn't get a signal on my phone to look up prices on these books, so I had to find a spot closer to the front, and I found this metal shelf that is for untagged items for vendors to come and look and see if they have any of their untagged items here. So I found a great spot over by the vending machines. Found myself a chair, and I've got these metal shelves, and so here's my original stack of books that I found at this one booth, and I think there's another booth in here. I'm not sure. I need to look, but I found so many possibles in that one booth. There's my original stack, that is my stack of possibles, of weak maybes. That's my stack of definite no's. That is my stack of strong maybes. And then that is my stack, and it's the smallest stack so far, of definite buys. So there's a little insight to there's the method to my madness, folks, at least at the Bardstown Peddlers Mall. Okay, guys, I just walked out of the Bardstown Peddlers Mall. It's not 3 hours later. It's not 3 days later. I just walked out of there. I'm getting better. I'm fighting the urge to pull out of here and go and get some food, but that's how I get into trouble. That's how I end up not shooting this portion of the video, for 3 or 4 days later. Because I think, I need to get some food. I haven't eaten since breakfast, and I haven't. I haven't eaten since my Jimmy Dean's breakfast sandwiches on the drive up here this morning. And I was in there for about 4 hours, give or take. Going through all the books and then sitting down and trying to price them all and deciding what I was going to buy, what I was going to put back. So I'm hungry, and but I'm fighting the urge, because that's how I get into trouble. Where, man, I got to eat something, and then I've got to bust ass to the next store before it closes, and then again 3 days later. So I'm not going to do that. I'm fighting the urge to go and get something to eat. I'm fighting the urge to drive up to E-Town, but it doesn't close for like another 4.5 hours. So I should be okay. I still think I can make it up there. But anyway, let's talk about what I found here at the Bardstown Peddlers Mall. Again, one vendor, booth 176. So shout out to booth 176. The girl that checked me out said that she thought this guy he was maybe the sole vendor, comic book vendor at the E-Town Peddlers Mall as well. So I can't say that's a bad thing. I found some cool stuff. Now I put back like 95% of that stack that you saw, but I got some good stuff. I got some good stuff. His prices were kind of all over the place. He had a lot of, he didn't have anything more than $8, I don't think. But a lot of those books, when I looked them up, they weren't even currently valued at $8. And again, take that with a grain of salt. I use an online price guide. I feel like it's been pretty accurate for me, for my purposes. Just a quick reference while I'm, going through the boxes at these places. But if you have some app or online price guide that you use that's effective for you, please comment below. I'm always willing to check out new things, especially if they make things easier and more accurate for me. So anyway, so according to my price guide, like the books he was asking $8 for, I mean, they weren't even worth $8. They were maybe worth $4 or $6. A lot of the books, he had a lot of books, a lot of Bronze Age stuff, Fantastic Four and Ghost Rider, and just some cool stuff, all priced at about $5. And a lot of them were $12 books, at a 9.4, and they weren't 9.4s. So there just wasn't enough meat on the bone. You know what I mean? To pull the trigger on some of those $5 books. But I did buy some. I did buy a few. But anyway, there was kind of all over the place. Sorry. A lot of the books were deceptive. You think, it's a cool Bronze Age book, and you check it out, he's asking $2 for it, and that's all it's worth. So I mean, I came across a ton when I was pricing these things, a ton of the value on these books at a 9.4 was only $2. So it was kind of a time vacuum going through all these books, pricing them, and finding out they're only worth $2. But it is what it is, man. That's part of the hunt. You know what I mean? You guys get it. So anyway, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into what I actually bought. Excuse me. This first one, this is solely a personal buy. Okay, this is a title that I've been trying to hunt down for quite a while. It's a title that I keep seeing, you know, usually starting at issue like 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. The earliest issue I've seen at some different local comic book shops, especially the Vault Comics, Lexington, Kentucky. You know, as early as issue 5, but I'm really just trying to find issue 1 for sure, the first, you know, the first few issues. The title is Black Science. You know, it's a current book, or a relatively current book, and the only reason I like it's and this isn't an official #1, it's an Image First. You know, it was $1. It's still valued at $1, even though he charged $2 for it. I still bought it because it's just one of those personal, not a grail, but one of those personal interest books where I've been trying to track it down. So I couldn't pass on it, even though it's just the Image First version. And what gets it for me is I'm a sucker for, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'm a sucker for just that pulp era, you know, retro sci-fi era stuff. You know, Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, all that good stuff. And this, and all the covers that I've seen, you know, flipping through the boxes over the last few months, all the covers are beautiful, and they're all just, you know, these throwback images to that retro sci-fi that I like so much. So Black Science #1, it's the Image First edition. Not even worth as much as what I paid for it, which was $2. But again, just kind of a personal find. I couldn't pass on it, so there you go. That's why I bought that one. Next one was just a curiosity buy. I don't think this is going to show up very well because it's black on black with some splashes of red. So I don't know if this will show up. Nah, it's not going to show up very well at all. Let me take this out and let you look at it. It's Dracula versus Zoro. Like I said, curiosity buy. Why not? It was $2, and I looked it up, and I couldn't find. This is the Topps Comics version, and that's probably not going to show up. See, yeah, there you go. See what I mean? It's black on black. It's really hard to see, but it's kind of cool for that reason. Dracula versus Zoro, issue #1 of 2. And when I looked it up, I couldn't find the Topps version of it. I can't remember who the publisher was. Maybe it was Image or Dark Horse, the one that I saw. But I couldn't find it. But I'm curious enough, or I was curious enough to pull the trigger on it for $2. So Dracula versus Zoro, issue 1 of 2, $2 buy. Next one, I just bought it because it's Alan Moore and it was only $2. It's Alan Moore's Miracle Man #3, $2 buy. I think this is a $6 book at a 9.4. So again, it was just because, it was $2. It's Alan Moore, Miracle Man. Why not? Next one, pretty cool. I've never heard. I'm big into the sword and sorcery stuff. A big Conan fan. Things like that. Really pulpy. Barbarian heroes like that. But I've never heard of this title. So I picked it up. Skull the Slayer, #8. I picked it up for $2. It is a $10 book at 9.4, and it's in really good shape. And that's what I have to say about this guy's books. This guy is like Bronze Age books. Booth 176. all of his books are, in really good shape, man. I mean, they're in really good shape. I'm usually okay pulling the trigger on a $2-3 book, just because of the cool factor. Old like Gold Key and Charlton and Dell, all those different older Marvel stuff, whatever it is. I'm more than happy to throw down $2 or $3 for just a cool book with creases and folded corners and just kind of rough shape. Depending on the high end value of that book and just the cool factor, all these different things that I take into account. More than willing to pull the trigger on a kind of a rough book for $2 or $3. So, I was more than happy to throw down $2 or $3 and more for some of these books, because they're all in good shape. I mean, all the edges look good. Corners look pretty good. You don't have any creases or folds just all in pretty good shape. I think there's a little bit of like a watermark on the back of this, but I mean, overall, man, I really have to say this guy, booth 176, his Bronze Age stuff is really probably in some of the best condition that I've seen. So, dude, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Pretty good stuff. So yeah, Skull the Slayer, number 8, $2 buy, and a $10 book at a 9.4. Okay, cool. Now we get into some of the cool stuff, man. Some of my favorite buys of the day. First up, we have Fantastic Four, 182. And I really hope you guys can see this. I hope the light isn't reflecting off of this plastic too much. I'm trying to angle it. It looks like it's showing up okay. Fantastic Four, 182. It's a $12 book at a 9.4. I picked it up for $3. And like I said, he had a ton of like this era book. A lot of Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider, things like that. Marvel 2-in-1s, all a lot of great titles, and they all ended up being valued at about $12 for 9.4s. Some he was selling for $3, some he was selling for $5, some he was selling for $8. And he also sold a few $8 books that I think I mentioned earlier in the video, where they're not even valued at $8. So his pricing was kind of all over the place. I don't know, but a $12, I wasn't really super comfortable throwing down $5 for a $12 book, a top mark $12 book. But $3, yeah, I'll throw down $3 for, especially for an old Fantastic Four issue. Pretty cool. So Fantastic Four, 182, $3 buy, $12 book at a 9.4. Then we got Fantastic Four, 187. This is a cool cover, man. This is my favorite of the two, going up against Claw. Just cool classic artwork, man. Gotta love it. Came out in 77, so I mean, smack dab in the middle of the Bronze Age. Beautiful stuff, man. Love it. Again, $3. Also, again, a $12 book at 9.4. So Fantastic Four, 187, $3 buy, $12 book at 9.4. Pretty cool. As I drop it and completely ruin all of its value. Okay, this was cool, man. This was just a cool cover. He had a bunch of astonishing tales featuring Kazar, Lord of the Hidden Jungle. He had a few, consecutive sequential issues. They were all at $5, and I just had to prioritize. I couldn't spend all the money on all these different $5 books, so I just kind of picked and chose. You know what I'm trying to say. Picked out this one. It's the third appearance, apparently, of Man-Thing, and it's just a cool cover. Look at that artwork, man. $5 pickup, and this issue is, let's see, Astonishing Tales. Yeah, so it's Astonishing Tales number 13, featuring Kazar. That's a $26 book. Now we're starting to get into some good ROI, some good return on investment on these books. The next 3 books, including this one, are $5 buys, and they have high-end values at 9.4s. So starting with this one. So yeah, $5 buy, $26 book at a 9.4. And again, it's in good shape, guys. I mean, it's in good shape. I've bought more books in worse shape for $3-5. Really happy with it. Really happy with it. So yeah, Astonishing Tales featuring Kazar, number 13. $5 buy, $26 value at a 9.4. Okay, second $5 book with a high 9.4 value. This is just cool as shit too. Sorry for the language, especially if any kids are watching. My bad. Doesn't happen that often, guys, so don't worry about it. Keep the kiddos coming back to watch, especially if they dig comics half as much as I do. This one's just cool, man. Look at this. Flash, what number is it? Flash 281 with Professor Zoom on the cover. Cool as can be, man. I dig that so much. $5 pickup. This book at a 9.4 is going for $30. So a $30 book at 9.4 for $5. And again, it is in fantastic shape. Spine, corners, everything looking solid and good. No creases or folds or anything. I mean, this guy, booth 176, Bardstown, Peddlers Mall, he's delivering the quality books, man. I am happy with that. Very happy with that. Flash, 281, $5 buy, $30 value at a 9.4. And this one's my favorite find of the day. It's just super cool, man. Another $5 buy for a high, 9.4 value. It's just cool. You guys will love it. You guys will love it. I'm gonna lean in on this one. I love this. Super Villain Team Up number 4, featuring Submariner and Doctor Doom. Look at that gorgeous piece of comic book history, man. I was giddy when I saw this. It's friggin' cool as all get out. Very good shape overall. I noticed, unfortunately, after I had already decided I had to have it, they had stamped the date at one point on the cover, but I don't really care, man. Again, 99.999% of all these books are just staying in my private collection anyway. I just don't flip books. It's just not something I do. And so it was worth it. It was worth it for $5. This book for $5 has a $35 9.4 value. So out of all these books today, this has the highest ROI. Again, you might factor in that stamp, that stamp date and things like that. Might bring it down a little bit, but for me, the cool factor, way exceeds any devaluing going on because of that stamp or the condition, and it's in good condition overall. It really is. So that's the find of the day, guys. Super Villain Team Up featuring Submariner and Doctor Doom. Super Villain Team Up number 4, $5 pickup, $35 9.4 value. there you have it, guys. Overall, pretty successful trip, pretty successful hunt. I'm happy. You know, a little bit of a drive coming up here to Bardstown from Lexington, but I'd probably do it again. You know, I don't know, just based on the age, you know, based on the types of books he had, and I went through quite a few of them. I mean, you saw that original stack of possibles. I don't know if it would be worth making another trip up here anytime real soon, but I'll definitely come back. I'll definitely come back to check him out. Or her, could be a gal, again, I don't know. So again, I'll close with another shout out to booth 176, Bardstown, Peddlers Mall. Guys, thank you again for watching another video, for coming along with me on another comic book hunt. If you guys dig what I'm doing, if you are feeling just even a fraction of the passion I have for this stuff, support me, man, please. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like buttons, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Keep coming back for these videos because I'm going to keep making them. Guys, happy hunting. See you next time. Peace.